Welcome to the Double A Rock Experience. My name's Alec.
My name's
That's
Aurelio.
We both really like rock music. He looks like he likes it more than me.
Certain eras I enjoy more.
I look like I listen to Taylor Swift, but I swear I listen to better music than that. Anyways, today's episode is the 1920s to 1930s. I don't know as much about this.
I'm big
He
on
does.
it. I really like this era of music. It's a good era, Alec. Don't side-eye the camera.
It's not.
It really is.
So, you know, there's like sped up cartoons of like
I like those sped-up cartoons.
with like the funny music in the
The
background.
funny music, that's really where rock started.
Get a load of this guy.
If you believe it or not.
All right, well, take it
So-
away, Aurelio.
I will if you start looking around me.
Okay.
So, through the early 1900s, music was shaping and changing a ton.
Right.
Big band music really started it all. It was music that involved like a horn section, saxophones, trumpets, trombones. I don't know why I forgot that. And then
So it was mostly big band music.
mostly big band
Stuff
music
like
in
that.
the early 1900s.
So like R&B or blues type of stuff.
That came after that, like in like 1930s, like late 1920s, early 1930s. That's when blues really started coming out.
Right.
Because certain people didn't have access to the scope of big band music, so they started playing in smaller combos, and it was now, or then called blues music, which is just a subgenre of big band. Then it eventually branched out into another genre called rhythm and blues, or R&B,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
the players usually consisted of 4 to 5, usually a couple horns, trumpet, saxophone, drums, bass, usually the big stand-up ones that you see, and a guitar. Few maybe wind players if they're feeling a little
Yeah,
frisky.
so it was less of like what we consider rock, which is like guitar and drums and stuff like that. It was more of like classical, more like using the same instruments as like classical music at the time. That's what was considered rock.
Yeah,
Okay.
because they used not the electric guitars that rock is kind of known for
Yeah.
now, because
I don't think they had that at the time.
They hated distortion. They hated it. They just thought it sounded bad. Now we don't.
Sinful.
We love it. It was sinful, yes. Then the singers came in, which wasn't a really thing with big band music up to that point. Like, now we know big band as like Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, what's her name? Another person. Etta James, that's who. But the first one really was Muddy Waters, who came
Muddy
out with
Waters,
his
yeah.
first album in 1958. One of the first known instances of singing with the blues. And then, surprisingly, blues influenced jazz music, not the other way around. Because jazz is just a smaller section of big band without the string players and the tubas or whatever.
Right.
Jazz is just a smaller combo, but larger than a blues combo.
Right.
And that then influenced the start of rock and roll, which is more 40s and 50s.
Yeah. And from there, they just kept on adding on things.
They kept
and
adding on until
adding
we have,
Metallica.
I was going to say a band a lot worse than that. I was going to say Falling in Reverse.
Oh God.
He has to talk about that one.
That's
gets to talk
an
about it.
like how many more episodes? Like
4
Okay.
4 more episodes, and then
Look
you get to
forward
hear
to that.
about Falling in
Or
Reverse.
actually, I think it's 5 more episodes.
It's 5,
We have 6,
yeah.
In this season, we have 6 episodes. In this
6
season.
episodes in the season. So, with big band music changing to blues, there was a lot of social shaping through that. Big band started with mostly white people. Like everything did in the early 1900s, it started with white people.
Right.
And then, like Glenn Miller.
Sounds about right.
Glenn Miller, white person. Then it branched off. Obviously, there were big band leads that were not white people, like Duke Ellington. but it was a lot of white people.
Yeah.
And then that branched off into smaller communities in like New Orleans and stuff, experimenting with what they had heard on the radio and forming blues with small combos of people.
Yeah.
That, which eventually leads into rock.
What about country stuff? Because I mean, that's a big portion of how rock.
Country stuff really started developing again in the 40s and 50s. It wasn't a huge
Wasn't as
thing.
much a 20s and 30s thing.
Not really. I mean, there were like crazy backwoods country dudes playing banjos in the 1920s, but
And blowing into moonshine bottles.
yeah, but that doesn't really count. Not at all. Country eventually evolved into something much better, like Johnny Cash. But that's really it for the 1920s. It was a very influential time, but it wasn't a very influential time for rock and roll. There was
Right.
only a couple big things that happened, and that means not a long episode.
It was a pretty boring time period for.
A lot of boring, a lot
rock
of
and
talking
roll.
on this one. It gets a lot more interesting once we
I
get
swear.
into
I swear it
60s,
gets a lot more
70s. When we get to the
interesting.
Beatles, that's
Yeah.
like the big turning point.
So, I mean, while I'm not going to say don't listen to our next episode, if you're really, really bored, you should probably go listen to not the next one, but the one after that, because it's better. It's
Really.
going to be better.
Yeah,
The what is that?
unless you really,
60s, 70s.
really like Elvis Presley, then listen to the
Then,
next
yeah.
one. If you really like Elvis Presley,
There's a
and
little
Johnny
bit of the
Cash,
Beatles in there, but not that much.
listen to the next one.
Yeah.
But if you want to see where it gets interesting, listen to the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010s. If you're feeling like it,
I'm just
don't
going
go
to tell you,
2010 to 2020.
please do not listen to our 2020s one.
That's the death. That's the
It's
death.
terrible,
of it. It's
honestly. All right, well, I think that's it for this episode. It's
That
a
is
pretty
it for
short
this
one because there's not a lot to talk about, and neither of us know that much about it,
I know a lot, but I don't know
that as much.
as much.
So if you guys have any suggestions of things you might want to see in the future, comment down below.
And if you know any bands from this era, because
yeah,
he doesn't, I do. I know like
Yeah, give us
Al
some
Bowley.
suggestions of what to listen to, and also, educate us in the comments.
If we missed anything, please tell us.
Yeah.
And we can go over and make another video about it, if you guys would like.
Yeah, this most likely won't be the only video of this genre or era of music.
But it'll be the first.
In a season or two later, we're going to do something more related to genres, which we might touch on this, but not as much as we will in this episode. But anyways, thank you for listening.
Thank you so much for listening
my name is
and
Alec.
watching.
My name's Alec. That's
My name's
Aurelio.
Aurelio.
And this is the AA Rock Experience.